All right, we saw some wild turkeys here. There's some wild turkeys up here, and we saw them, and I'm just going to try to get a little video of them real quick. By the way, this is a tour de Prince. I'm in Deprynce's hometown, and yeah, so there they are. See the wild turkeys out there. I don't know if you can see them really well. Yeah, let's go down here.
What does that turkey say?
They are running. They are running for their lives there. I don't know if you can see them good or not. But anyway, wild turkey. You see them running? So like I say, YouTube, I'm kind of showing some stuff that me and Prince's old stomping ground. It's his hometown. I lived here for a little while. Not too far from my hometown. But this here was a church that always creeped us out. We always thought it was haunted. Preston, you'll remember this. There's a graveyard beside it, but this church always creeped us out. They say you can knock on the door and hear organ music and stuff. We knocked on the door one time and didn't hear anything. But yeah, so that is that. And my kids were just telling me people were going to think I'm crazy because I turned around for those wild turkeys. But Preston will know how we used to we did that all the time, man. We'd see something cool and go, oh man, we got to turn around and check that out. We turn around and check dirt roads and creepy looking places and all kind of stuff out. So I hope you can hear me, YouTube. I know the wind's pretty bad, but it's hot and I don't have the AC, so we had to do 460. Okay, so YouTube, again, I apologize for the wind noise. Like I say, it's pretty hot. On the tour de Prince. This is a volunteer fire department up here. The Princes, these are Prince's father is a volunteer fireman. He's a volunteer fireman, and you know, people say what they want about President Daddy. You know, he's one of those country guys. He's pretty good, but people can say whatever they want about. But it takes a pretty brave person, you know, to volunteer, no pay, to risk their life for other people. So yeah, shout out to all the firemen, volunteer or otherwise. But yeah, I'm gonna say these horses running. They saw the ice cream truck that's like up there ahead of us, and those horses just like took off running. I mean, they started running down with it and then went around. They were like, ice cream man, ice cream man, ice cream man. Maybe they wanted some money. I don't know. Maybe some Rocky Road or some sherbet or something. Who knows? All right, Dylan. Well, these are Prince. Ode Deprynce, Tour de Princeton. This is where he grew up. This is kind of his neighborhood. His house is down the road over here, but I'm not going to go show that. That's just kind of, you know, dangerous. Don't want to do it on the internet. But this church, we got quite a scare one day when we went back here. It was one night I was dropping him off, and there was a light back here. It turned out to be one of those solar power crosses. And I'd parked my car here, and it was going downhill with the doors, but we left both doors open because we were kind of nervous. And they sat back here, and the grave was over there, and it had like a picture on it. And when I said, I wonder who this is, and I lifted up, the door slammed shut on the car, and it scared us. And that little foyer there was creepy at night, so it kind of scared me too. So yeah, creepy. But yeah, this is the Prince's. These are Prince's stomping grounds. This is where he was raised. The legend was born and grew up here and became the legend. Just so you know. But yeah. But I was going to show you this creepy graveyard where my son went with us one time, me and Preston, and there was these Highland cattle, and they followed us all the way down, and were looking at us really angrily, and they look like really angry cows. And cows normally look kind of sweet and innocent, but these cows look really angry. And they followed us all the way down the fence, and there's a graveyard, and it's back in here somewhere. But I think they've just like bought all the fields for the cows now, and so it's all fenced off, and you can't even get to it. Preston, you'll know, I guess, if it has. There's some cows over there, though. If anybody has a big cow thing. But back there somewhere, and there was a creepy tree, and there was a legend about somebody being hung in it or something. And my son kept pointing, saying there was somebody in the tree. He didn't know the legend. He was only like 2. He just kept saying there's somebody in the tree, there's somebody in the tree, and getting scared and wanting to get back in the car and pointing. And Preston and I couldn't see anybody, so that was really creepy. So yeah, anyway. Alrighty, more on our Tour de France here. Tour de Prince here. This is a restaurant Preston will know well, known as Hodges. It's a good place to eat. It takes forever now because all food's homemade and cooked, but it's delicious. They actually have a stump in there that they cut open after somebody died or something. They cut a tree down after somebody died, a grandma or something, and it was an angel shape in there. You can't see it anymore, but the Dylan fence is over here. It's all grown up, but this guy who ate the kids, they had like baby dolls being hit by cars and stuff, and yeah, hubcaps and all kind of stuff on it. But it was called Deprynce. I think there's actually a band called Deprynce too, who are from the area. But just throwing that out there. Okay, YouTube, on the Tour Deprynce, continuing up. If you see in the distance ahead is this famous Sombrero Tower at south of the border. Sorry again for the wind noise. Like I say, it's really hot, and just, yeah, so it's just really hot. But this is the famous south of the border. That's the Sombrero Tower when it's open, but a lot of times it's closed. And, well, recently I hadn't been there, but back in the past it was closed a lot. But it's a little tourist trap right here on the border of South Carolina. The guy started it with just a sub shop in beer. You know, beer was illegal in North Carolina. Didn't build it into this huge thing. Yeah, but we can't go there today. See the rides, it's Pedro Land. They have a hotel with an indoor pleasure dome. I kind of forgot here to mention the mascot. Slightly racist looking mascot. Pedro. I can't get him good there. There's the big one of him. But there he is. Over here. There's the bigger one over there. But, yeah. And there's all, because you can see all these little animals they got set up. They got the reptile lagoon. That's a bridge you can walk over the highway. Pedestrian bridge. I thought it was cool when I was a kid. Loved it. Anyway. One last thing on the Tour Deprynce. This is a full-service gas station. They don't exist many places anymore, so I thought it was interesting. They pump your gas for you. You don't see that much places anymore. It's a dying thing. So I just thought I'd show you this. It's Hodges Oil. I used to actually work here. Let me get 5 regular. So yeah, I used to actually work here, Hodges Oil. And strangely enough, it's probably one of my favorite jobs. I didn't make nothing but minimum wage at the time, which was, I think, about $6.25 back then. And, you know, I got some tips on occasion. But it's probably one of my favorite jobs ever. And I don't know why. I mean, because you had to work in the cold weather, hot weather, whatever. But, I don't know. Just loved it.